This is Action 5 News, the 11 o'clock report, your news source for the tri-state.
Illinois voters still don't...
WLWT TV5 Cincinnati. All today's news from the Tri-State's finest Action 5 News team. Michael Collins and Robin Phillips. Steve Shapiro has sports and weather with Steve Horstmeyer. Live from Cincinnati, this is Action 4.
Good evening, everyone.
WLWT TV5 Cincinnati. All tonight's news from the Tri-State's finest Action 5 News team. Richard Hull and Norma Rashid. Jerry Springer's Night Beat. Steve Physiok has sports and weather with Steve Horstmeyer. Live from Cincinnati, this is Action 5 News Tonight.
This is Action 5 News, Morning Edition with Carol Wilson.
It's 8:25. Good morning. I'm Dan Hovel filling in for Carol Wilson. Maxine Brown is here as usual with News Sign.
October 19th. This is News 5 Midday with Ann Reskin and Michael Collins.
And now, News 5 Tonight with Jerry Springer and Norma Rashid. Weather from Pat Berry and Steve Physiok with sports. This is News 5 Tonight.
Good evening.
And now, News 5 Weekend Report. With Carol Wilson. Weather with George Zabrecki. And Tom Verrado has sports. This is News 5 Tonight.
Good evening. Those long months and days of campaigning are turning into hours tonight.
This is News 5 Midday with Lauren Chesley, Clyde Gray, and Steve Horstmeyer with weather.
Good afternoon. I-275 in Coleraine Town.
News 5 with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather. Steve Physiok has sports. Now, Cincinnati's News 5 at 5:30.
Good evening. It is a threat of a major...
News 5 with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather. Steve Physiok has sports. Now, Cincinnati's News 5 Tonight.
Good evening. Grim reminders of last week's shuttle tragedy.
News 5 with Dave Robinson, Steve Raleigh's weather. Tom Brenneman has sports. Now, Cincinnati's News 5 Tonight.
Good evening. A hot, steamy afternoon combined with...
This is News 5 Midday with Lauren Chesley and Chris Wright with weather.
Good afternoon. Police in Fort Thomas are busy investigating a shooting.
This is News 5 at 5:30 with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather, Ken Brew with sports, and Northern Kentucky Bureau Chief Marty Perret.
Good evening. Another delay tonight in the...
This is News 5 at 6 with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather, Ken Brew with sports, and Northern Kentucky Bureau Chief Marty Perret.
Good evening. America's spirit is soaring tonight.
This is News 5 Tonight with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather, and Ken Brew with sports. Now, Cincinnati's News 5 Tonight.
Good evening. Cincinnati has lost one of its brightest stars tonight.
Channel 5, your exclusive 24-hour news channel.
This is News 5 Tonight with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, John Gerard's weather, and Greg Horde with sports. Now, Cincinnati's News 5 Tonight.
Good evening. The eyes of the nation are focused on Cincinnati tonight.
News Channel 5, your exclusive 24-hour news channel with Betsy Ross and Pat Berry. Now, News Channel 5 Today.
Good morning to you. It's 6 o'clock on this Friday morning, May 3rd. I'm Betsy Ross.
News Channel 5, your exclusive 24-hour news channel with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, John Gerard's weather, and Greg Horde with sports. Now, News Channel 5 Tonight.
Good evening. More women are coming forward tonight.
News Channel 5, your exclusive 24-hour news channel with Felicia Ferguson, Curtis Fuller, Chris Wright's weather, and George Vogel with sports. Now, Cincinnati's News Channel 5 Tonight. This is a special edition of News Channel 5 Tonight. Decision 91 with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, and the entire News Channel 5 election team.
Good evening. Election Day 1991 looks like a good day for the Cincinnati Public Schools.
WLWT Channel 5, Cincinnati's 24-hour news channel. This is News 5 with Betsy Ross and Tony Mann's weather. Now, live from Crosley Square, this is News 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Betsy Ross, and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon.
WLWT Channel 5, Cincinnati's 24-hour news channel. This is News 5 with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather, and Greg Horde with sports. Now, live from Crosley Square, this is News 5.
Good evening. Ross Perot is promising he'll go all out to win.
This is News 5, Cincinnati's first news, with Jerry Springer, Norma Rashid, Pat Berry's weather, and Greg Horde with sports. Now, live from Crosley Square, this is News 5 Tonight. WLWT Channel 5, Cincinnati. This is News 5, Cincinnati's first news, with Curtis Fuller, Felicia Ferguson, Richard McCullough's weather, and George Vogel with sports. Now, live from Crosley Square, this is News 5 Tonight.
Good evening. Night is falling right about now in Los Angeles.
WLWT, Cincinnati's 5. Now, straight to you, this is News 5 at 5 o'clock.
A 6-time DUI offender gets hit with a tough sentence in court and an even tougher tongue lashing by a judge.
Police in Oxford hope to narrow their search for the rapist who's been terrorizing women on the campus of Miami University.
In Healthy 5, researchers give new hope to patients who are unable to have a baby. Good evening.
You're watching WLWT, Cincinnati's 5. Now, straight to you, this is News 5 Tonight.
Not since the Reds won the World Series has Cincinnati seen a celebration like this.
This is Cincinnati's News 5 at 5 o'clock. With Norma Rashid, Charlie Lucan, and meteorologist Tom Burse with your 5-day forecast. Cincinnati's News 5 will return in a moment. You're watching WLWT, Cincinnati's 5. This is News 5 at 5:30. You're watching WLWT TV, Cincinnati's 5. This is News 5 at 6 o'clock.
The flood.
This is Cincinnati's News 5. News 5 Tonight will return in a moment.
You're watching WLWT TV, Channel 5 Cincinnati. Coverage that's first, fast, accurate throughout Greater Cincinnati and the Tri-State. This is Eyewitness News 5 at 6.
fire rips through the home.
You're watching WLWT TV, Channel 5 Cincinnati. Coverage that's first, fast, accurate throughout Greater Cincinnati and the Tri-State. This is Eyewitness News 5 at 11.
No two babies that are more wanted or more welcome.
But how their twins arrived is a story this Coleraine Township couple can't wait to share with their new little babies in the future. We're going to have that story in just a moment, but we're going to begin with weather.
TTV, Channel 5 Cincinnati. Coverage that's first, fast, accurate throughout Greater Cincinnati and the Tri-State. This is Eyewitness News 5 at 11.
Tonight, police in Cleves are searching for vandals after crime.
Where the news comes first. This is News 5 Today.
We have a special
station. This is WLWT News 5 Today.
If you can't make it down.
From Cincinnati's first television station. This is WLWT News 5 at noon.
It's a renewed push for jobs right here in the Tri-State. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Cooney. Several lawmakers, along with people from the...
Now, straight to the point from Cincinnati's most powerful TV station. This is News 5 at 11.
An eye-opening twist in the Ryan Whitmer case.
On air, online, and on the go. This is WLWT News 5 Today.
Well, are you looking for an elegant...
Leading the way, on air, online, and on the go. News 5 at 11 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Curtis Fuller. We begin tonight with some breaking news.
From the station that's leading the way, News 5 at 11 starts now.
5 hours later, and a major highway is still shut down.
Leading the way, on air, online, and on the go. WLWT News 5 at 5 starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news, a guilty verdict just a short time ago.
From Cincinnati's WLWT, leading the way. This is WLWT News 5 Today.
Good morning to you. 6 a.m. on your Wednesday. I'm Lisa Cooney.
And I'm Todd Dykes. The whole team is here for your Wednesday morning. 9 innings turns out wasn't enough for the Reds last night.
WLWT News 5 starts right now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Setters. Curtis is off.
From Cincinnati's WLWT, leading the way. This is WLWT News 5 at 11.
Well, what can you say? Another primetime flop for our Bengals.
WLWT News 5 starts right now.
He's accused of promising roof repairs.
This is WLWT News 5, leading the way.
Good afternoon to you. I'm Colin Mayfield.
I'm Lisa Cooney. We still have some ice today, but the thaw out is on the way.
That's right. WLWT News 5's meteorologist Allison Rogers now here with the most accurate forecast. Allison.
Channel 5, your exclusive 24-hour news channel.